nocturnal closing.
Mm-hmm.
What you don't want to do whenever you're able to get the computer back up, you can launch nocturnal again.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing you do not want to do is come into recording and configure a whole new recording.
Okay, right.
That'll then make two separate patient files,
Mhm.
and there's nothing that we can do to merge those two.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So what you want to do instead is go into the library,
Mhm.
find
Find the
whatever
patient.
you were just running,
Mm-hmm.
double click to open, and then you have the option, if this study was started within the last 24 hours, to use that red button and resume the recording.
Resume.
Oh, okay.
Man.
That's easy
So
peasy.
resume recording, make sure you got all your same devices, whatever selected,
Mm.
and resume.
Can I,
And now you've appended to the same.
I like
recording.
that.
if
That's
you, if
easy.
you started, I know this is a Phillips thing, but you know, kind of like if you did one config and then, you know, stopped and you try to start it with a different one, you can't merge it because there's two different configuration types. This system, it won't matter, right?
It won't matter, but you have to be in the same room.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
not
Okay.
gonna let you resume the recording from a different room, but you can
Mhm.
add and remove different types
So-
of devices without an
Yeah,
issue.
but we had that issue where, you know, like if we accidentally started the study in the wrong config type and then, you know, had to relaunch it with a different one, and you may have lost 40 minutes or an hour
Yeah.
of data because you couldn't merge it because it was two
Right.
different config types.
Yeah, but it won't happen as long as you stay in the same room.
Okay, and that's pretty
Because
cool.
I can come over here, I can stop,
Yeah.
and I can resume,
I've never had that problem.
Mm.
and
I
I
like
can even
that.
pick a, you know,
A whole
an MWT random
completely different.
montage.
Yeah.
And just resume it where you left off. I like
I'll
that.
resume it that way, too, as long as you're in the same room.
Yeah, I
Now, if it
like
crashes
that.
like that, will it still like, will it automatically score like DSATs and stuff like that?
So you still have to prompt it to do that, we haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
So let's talk about that, and actually, let me,
I was just curious when you resumed it, whether you would lose that function.
it will not.
Okay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
found the wires too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but
Hmm.
they're not
Cause,
too
cause,
wired.
you know, I meant to send you an email, last week. The talk button is starting to stick. Yeah, because I think, well, Beza told me, I think, I don't know if it was following weekend, last weekend or something like
Okay.
that, where the patient was like, I can hear you guys.
So,
And
we
the button was
have
still down.
an auto scoring
So it's never happened, so I
function
don't know
as
if
well.
it's
But the difference between ours and Alice's is that ours only runs on demand.
So
So
you gotta pick it.
you've got to tell it
Okay.
to run the analysis.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you come up to the top, you go to the analysis window,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll make one here that's something along the lines of memory analysis or overnight analysis or something
Okay.
like that.
Right.
You'd click on, and I'm just gonna, for example, just click on one of these for random. It's gonna go through and it's gonna run the analysis. There's a small little progress bar that comes up at the bottom over here.
Oh, okay,
It'll go
yeah.
through, it'll run it, but the main thing is, it's only gonna have run for the data that has been collected at
Mhm.
that point.
Oh,
Up to this point in
okay.
time.
So
Okay.
I ran it 8:27, it's marked artifact, it's marked supine up until 8:27. But anything that's collected after I press that button has not been analyzed.
So you have to run another analysis.
Correct.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you don't wanna run it all the time.
Yeah.
because
Right.
It takes a lot of computing power.
Okay.
But let's say like every hour, or you know,
Mhm.
when you are going back and looking at your events, trying to score it,
Mm-hmm.
then you can come back in here. So, what did I say, 8:27, so now we want to catch up. We're ready to look at the next section of data. I can come back
Okay.
in, analysis, pick whichever protocol I'm running. It's gonna say you've run it already, do you wanna run it again? You can say yes, and it's gonna go through, and then it's gonna catch up to this point
This point.
of this.
Okay.
But it's only gonna auto score the simple things like
Whatever we have it set up.
Set of 4. You can have it analyze as much or as little as you prefer. It just comes into what the what's picked and what's chosen and
Are we
selected
able to
for.
pick that ourselves? Or is that something you guys are gonna,
Yeah, we're
it's like
gonna-
everything's gonna be checked off, or can you uncheck something like, for instance, me personally, I don't like it to auto score stage, I don't like it auto staging.
Yeah, I don't think yours is gonna
Okay,
do
good.
stage.
Okay,
From, at a bare minimum, what we would want it to do is DSATs, position,
Mhm.
snoring, cause nobody wants to sit there and score snoring.
Leg movements.
Leg movements.
Yes, Lord.
And then any sort of artifact detection
Okay.
will have it.
Yeah.
Then
Nice,
the
like
other
what's to be
things that
enforced,
are
though.
iffy, or sometimes people want, sometimes people don't want, are respiratory events.
No.
That's looking like a no.
No.
And then sleep.
Because you have to teach it, yeah, and it just take too much
It's
time to
insane,
do that.
though.
That's looking like a no.
No, I don't like that.
Those two, you would always wanna then do manual.
Yeah.
Yes.
So as you go back through, and we'll go back through the data, I mean, this is not a great example, but if there were DSATs here, and
Mhm.
this was actually reading, it would highlight
Oh, that was my low battery.
your desaturations, and it would show you just
So how do
30
we
minutes
mark them
before.
manually?
Do you mark DSATs manually?
No, how do you mark your events?
Yeah, so now let's talk
Just
about
drag.
marking your events. So I'm just gonna kinda clean up the screen a little bit,
Oh, nice.
Good.
Now that's nice.
and we're gonna pretend that this is a real flow channel.
Mm-hmm.
So, in your flow channel, if you left click and drag,
Okay,
you see your duration up in the top left
Uh-huh.
over here.
Seconds.
okay.
And then in the flow channel specifically, down at the bottom of the screen, it shows you the things that it thinks that you're most likely to mark.
Oh,
in your
okay.
suggestions.
Oh, you just
Okay,
mark it
so
up.
they got the
So you can
tags
do it
already down there.
A couple of
Okay.
ways. If I wanna mark a central here,
Mhm.
I can come down in here and press apnea central, and it'll mark a central.
Oh,
If I
okay.
go back, I can see apnea central is C. So I can just hit C on the keyboard. and it'll
Oh,
mark a
okay.
central.
You have
But you
hotkeys.
still have to.
Okay.
C for central,
If
O
you
for
want-
obstructed,
if you want to be
M for
accurate,
mixed,
whatever
D for
duration
desats,
yes.
H for
you want.
hypopnea.
Okay.
Don't
So
drag
you're
it.
just dragging.
It's
You
just
do.
gonna mark
Yeah,
it.
the hot. Yeah, and then you can use the hotkeys afterwards.
You can
Okay.
drag it where you want it,
Mhm.
but again, you wanna then,
So would it be basically like C for centrals, O's for obstructives?
Yes.
so your main hotkeys are O for obstructive, C for central,
Mixed?
M for mixed,
H,
H for
For hypox.
hypopnea,
That's quite easy.
R for the around,
R for rera, if you mark reras,
A for
up
arousal.
over here, A for arousals, if you wanna mark
And it goes to the
arousals.
right, channel.
So what if we're marking central hypopneas?
And then central hypopnea, somebody said to make them E
E?
is what you
Okay.
want them, or what you wanted them to be. I don't know, see, I wrote it down.
Then you'd have to type 2 letters.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can only type one letter.
Yep.
So yeah, E, I haven't done it yet, but that will be your central hypopnea.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then right mouse click.
Huh?
Select the right mouse click, you get the same.
Oh, so then if you right mouse click, you just get the same
You get-
event.
yeah, so you have all these options, you have multiple ways of doing the same thing.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Instead of doing it all over again like that, we just use the hotkeys. Okay.
So you can select and then right mouse click, and it gives you the same selection, the same.
Right. Oh,
Still
gotcha.
do an old school drag.
It's too late to play around with, right?
Mhm.
You know, for
Okay.
people 150 an hour, you know that.
If the doctor wants
Yeah.
to rescore, they'll request a rescore
Oh, okay.
with the central.
Okay.
So you won't need that.
So we need you all to put it in the system, but,
They won't.
but, you know, they won't.
And right now, so it's in there, it just
Mhm.
needs to be assigned.
Yeah, so we do need it.
And then you don't usually do, we'll leave it just in case you ever need them, but the rear are.
Yeah, I just use them during titrations. Yeah, because AASM states that, you know, if you have 5 of them, then you increase.
Other things, if you ever need to manually score leg movements,
Mm.
L
Save a brother, save a brother.
Yes,
will be
Lord.
your limb movement,
Okay.
That shit right there.
you can mark.
Man.
Or you should mark, everything has an L for limb movements.
Okay.
What you can do is you can then have the computer do the math and switch it over to periodic if it meets the rules.
Oh, okay.
The way that you do that, if you are manually marking leg movements, is you'd come up into tools and you would update your PLM.
Okay.
So that will, you click on that, it'll show you the rules that it's using, which are straight out of the book.
Mm-hmm.
You hit apply, and it is now
Oh,
switched them
yes.
to a periodic because there were more than 4.
Yes.
They met the criteria.
And
Yes.
it knows not to do it like near events or anything, right?
Yeah, and it knows not to do it within.
Oh, that would be awesome. So would that be a good idea to do the analyzing after we're done with the actual study?
So for the route for this update PLM, yes.
Right, okay.
Before you leave, that's maybe the last thing you would do.
Exactly, to update that, yeah.
The other tool that's useful is your arousal tool. So
Mhm.
as you're going through, you're scoring all of your arousals
Mhm.
just as a generic arousal.
Unspecified arousal.
Right.
Like, well, yeah, an unspecified arousal.
Mm-hmm.
Your report probably separates out respiratory versus PLM versus
Mhm.
spontaneous arousals. If you wanted to sit there and take time to right click and drag and call this one score event,
No.
arousal,
So you
Mm-mm.
can't just.
respiratory
you-
arousal.
so you
Oh
can't
my
do a
goodness.
You could, or what the better thing to do is call everything an arousal like this.
Mm-hmm.
Once you're done, at the end of the night, before you finish your study,
Analyze it.
tools,
Arousal.
and there's an arousal tool.
Yes.
So this is gonna go in this order and see if your arousal is next to a respiratory event, if it's next to a periodic limb movement, if it's
Okay.
next to a limb movement, or if it's just spontaneous. You hit apply.
Oh, look
finish,
at there.
look,
It
now
cleaned it
it's all
up.
Changed respiratory.
They are within.
I can tell you now, those are gonna be my best friends at the top.
Spontaneous. So depending on where it
Yes.
is, it'll switch it.
I can see that already. Yeah.
So
So
those
it just
tools,
changes the type.
you don't have to
Mm-hmm.
run them all the time.
We
You
don't
wanna-
get a lot of leg movements all the time.
Yeah, so just at the end of your study, you can run each of them once.
Right, right.
But keeping in mind that as you go through and you're scoring, just call things a generic A, and
Mm-hmm.
just call things a generic L, and then the computer will go back and do the math.
Okay.
Jay, did you say there was a one, I know Renee was asking like a one click for the, and
For-
wouldn't it do the same thing
For
once you
the-
analyze it?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I mean.
So you could, so if you wanted to assign a type of arousal per EEG channel, say, I could turn on one-click scoring. I
Mm.
could
yeah.
make this
Oh, okay.
my respiratory arousal channel.
And then you just click. Okay.
But do you still have to drag it though?
Yes. You would.
Well, you
Oh.
can, you can just, it'll stay the same duration, so if you click,
Like right now.
Oh,
we
yeah, you can just
right now
click
we
and
just
it's at
click
the-
an arousal like
yeah.
this. It's not necessarily dragged out for how long the arousal is.
yeah, so you could do the same thing.
You drag out your arousals?
I know I do.
Kind of.
A lot of times I do.
I only drag out my respiratory events.
And that's just a force of habit.
So if by default, you just wanna make sure you're in an EEG channel.
Yeah, now that I do, yeah.
It
Especially
will
when I
just
get
tag
somebody
the
that's,
middle
oh
of the
my
page.
God, I've had quite a few
But it
of
might
them.
not necessarily be tagging an arousal, right?
Right, it'll just tag the middle of the page with an arousal in it. And then you can put it.
Yeah.
where you wanna put it.
That's why I say that analyze, that's gonna be my
Probably
best friend.
easier to just find your
Mhm.
Just
arousal.
go like this and hit A?
And hit it.
Yeah. Okay.
So while we're on this filtering out, so is there a way we can filter out like artifact, like bad artifact, like for SpO2, pulse and
So if you
EKG?
run, if we have automatic arousal detection, it will do it for you.
Oh, okay.
So for the oximeter, right now, if you look at the values for the oximeter,
Right.
it's at 127.
Right.
That tells us the probe is off. It's
Right.
127%.
Mm-hmm.
Makes no sense.
Exactly.
In the pulse, it's going to be at 511 beats per minute.
Oh,
That tells
my
you
God.
There's no finger in the program.
Right.
So the software is very good at finding those things and plopping in arousals on those, artifact onto those.
Oh,
those
okay.
sections. So if you have it built into your analysis protocol
Mhm.
to look for arousals,
Artifact,
in
mhm.
it'll look for artifact and
Or
flow
bad
signal.
data, yeah.
And it'll pull it all out. So this is that short period of time he had it on.
Okay.
As soon as he took it off, it's already marked it as.
Oh,
artifact.
I see, okay.
How do you turn it on?
Okay.
You
It's-
gotta come up into analysis, and then you're gonna click on Emory analysis, or whatever we end up calling it.
We'll have
Okay.
we'll have it built into the
Okay.
into the protocol.
Because I know right now, it's more so the EKG is what gives us a lot of, we have to go in and manually do those.
Right.
It will filter out the unrealistic pulses.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna save a lot of time. Yeah.
Sometimes if your probe is cutting in and out, you might get sections where like it jumps from 94, then 127, and then it goes back to like 91, and then it cuts back out. It may not, it's kind of hard to visualize, but if there's a little chunk in here that it does not count as artifact, and you know it is artifact, you can just take this marker and cover
Oh,
that
and just
little
move it.
section,
Okay.
and then it'll artifact out that little bump that it didn't automatically count as.
Oh, okay.
If you need it to.
So what if there's, not a section with the artifact marks,
Ah.
you say you just wanna.
You just wanna mark an artifact, click and drag the section, X is your artifact.
Oh, okay.
X artifact.
Okay.
X.
X marks the spot. Yeah. Okay.
And then to say you wanna shorten it,
You know, just come over to the edge of it.
And you just move it. Okay.
Smaller.
Yeah, I like that.
If you wanna put.
That's
it
gonna
on
be
a
simplified.
You can artifact up there, or you can artifact wherever you want to put it.
Because I've been getting a lot of floppy fish. Man, it's hard to
Get rid
keep
of
up.
that. You can see, once I click on it, it gets highlighted with this little
Mhm.
orange line underneath it for telling me that's what event I've selected. And then I can just hit delete on the keyboard and it'll delete it.
Okay.
One thing that you probably don't wanna do, but I wanna show you just in case. Let me find where we were messing with all those events. So these arousals, you will see if you right click, you can also remove events this way, and it'll remove the event. Right underneath remove event, there
All.
is remove all events of this.
You don't wanna
type.
do
Woo!
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my God.
How many times
But you know what? I've done that before.
I've done it
I'm
too.
not-
On neon coding, it was so easy. I just removed everything and had to score the whole study over again.
Boom, all your arousals.
I've done, yes, indeed, I've done that before.
Please don't do that, y'all.
But
Yeah.
Woo, I've done that
On
before.
the top
Up here.
over here,
Mhm.
there's an undo button.
Undo.
Yes. Look at my friend over there in the corner.
Oh.
Look at my friend over there in the corner. Oh my
Undo
God.
it. But
Woo-wee.
you don't run into that situation.
Man.
Just click and hit delete, and you'll never accidentally remove all the events at the same time.
Cause I know I've done that. Then I looked in the study like, where's all my events?
That's when you gotta remember, I can undo.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you then go in and start doing a whole bunch of other things, it'll only undo so far. So you
Mm.
wanna make sure that, if you hit it, you recognize it, and then you come in and undo it right then and there.
That's bad.
Sorry to be like all over.
Yeah, I'll be there Monday.
Yeah, I'll be Friday.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be over there Monday though.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. Cause I had to get set up on them computers too.
For me, everything you got, man.
Yep, I will.
I'll look over it when I'm on vacation.
When you going on vacation?
Alright, so we
Thursday.
did
Thursday.
That's why I can't
respiratory
miss it.
events.
Oh, okay, cause you're not gonna be here.
Staging is pretty much the
Staging
same
numbers.
as most software, all software.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing with ours is sometimes it does not like to line up with the
All the
epic.
epics lined up.
So if you use your scroll wheel to move through the study,
Oh, there you go.
this is the beginning of Epic 3. And you're looking at a section of Epic 2 also.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to or need to center the epic in your screen, you see this little hypnogram icon over here?
Mm-hmm.
This is your staging bar, your staging channel.
Okay.
So if I click up in this channel, right where it says 3, it'll
Oh.
center.
Wonderful.
Well, that's simple
for
enough.
me.
Yeah.
So now you have the.
And now we look at
Wonderful.
all 30 seconds of 3.
Yeah, that's simple
And
enough.
then
Yeah.
0 on the
I
number
thought you were
pad
gonna tell
is
me to
wait.
hold the space bar down.
And it'll
You know
advance
what?
you.
So. if
Wonderful.
it's 2 and 3, like a little bit of 2 and a little bit of 3.
Yep, a little bit
And
of
you
2.
stage most of 3, and then you whip back, would they align automatically?
Yeah, if you're already in an epic view like this,
Uh-huh.
if you go back, it's gonna take you back a whole lot.
Okay,
If you peek back.
I
a little
don't.
with your
I don't think I'm gonna have no issues with this.
No, I'm talking about in the beginning, like, you know. how you
Yeah.
have second nature.
Oh yeah. Not.
You'd
but
be
if
like,
I tap forward and tap.
Oh, yeah.
back-
That's when I'm going home. And tonight I will be typing up off of my videos a cheat sheet.
but at least the
Yeah,
thing is
wheel
the
is
untitled
what's gonna
scoring a
get
lot
you
of.
out.
Yes.